loaded with seniors, but we got to start with not a senior, the sophomore quarterback, Ross Bowers.
We saw him out there when we were talking to Bothell's coach, and he looked real sharp. And hey, for a sophomore to play for Bothell's such a big team and a big program. When you got a sophomore playing starting quarterback, he's really good.
Yeah, Coach Bennett saying, one of the things working with him is he's got a big arm, and he almost sometimes wants to use his arm a little bit too much. And talked about being critical on 3rd and 7, finding that open receiver, making good decisions. Again, he's just a young kid.
I think that's what he said is going to be the keys for them to actually be able to beat Glacier Peak is for, like you said, he's got to convert those 3rd and 7s and those big plays.
Well, in between 3rd and 7, as far as a running game, there's not a lot of teams as good, and they have 2 huge weapons. Number 49, Danny Wilson, who's getting all kinds of D1 recruiting, and then you have LaFossa, the big fullback. Talk to us about that. These kids are a load.
What you're going to see tonight is LaFosse is going to open up huge holes for Wilson. Wilson's got like over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. So you'll see a lot of that tonight. And LaFosse, he's basically got Division I looks coming through.
He's already committed to BYU.
Yeah.
And he's a big player on defense as well. So then a couple kids, they are big. You guys will see this. They are very, very big up front. They have some major hosses coming up the line. A couple, 2 big kids. You have the Bonham brothers, 75, 73. These kids 6'4", 6'5", 280. Nate Sandstrom type size. They haven't even suited up. Doesn't matter. They got a new kid back, number 75, Lindsay, who's just as big and just as powerful. He's suiting up for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and I think when you and I both talked to the coaches before the game, they both said this is probably the most physical team they've seen this year. And it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a bloodbath. It really is.
It could be interesting. And speaking of blood, Tim, very good lead-in. The IRG injury report, something major tonight on the Glacier Peak side. They are going to be out without the services of Nathan Bussing, number 55. And on defense, that is a big blow to D.
I didn't expect that. We just found that. That must have been a game-time decision or something. We found out that when we got on the field tonight and started talking to him. And that's going to be real tough. And I believe Zach Peterson's filling in for us.
Number 50, Zach Peterson. Bussing, again, has some kind of multiple stingers. They're going to be careful about that. On the Bothell side, they are getting some kids back. Like I said, the Burnham brothers are out, but they haven't suited up. And we're getting ready for action here. Bothell Cougars and the Glacier Peak Grizzlies kind of along back to receive. And Sean Eller's back, and again, Glacier Peak having a good season so far on returns. Can't see. That looks like it is Elledge coming to the near side. Got a blocker past the 20 and the 25. Now cuts in. Finally taken down by a group of blue jerseys around the 29-yard line.
Well, actually, they didn't take him.
Well, yeah, they never got him down. They circled him.
You can't bring down the wrestler like that.
25-yard return average for Glacier Peak. Austin Cruz on the tackle for the Cougars. So 1st and 10.
Flag already holding on the return, Scott.
Oh, that is not good.
Already.
A decent return. Again, our vantage point here at Pop Keeney, challenging with the poles and our press booth is a tiny little window up high above the sky, up above the stands. So we are working as hard as we can to see what's going on. They are going to start at their own 15-yard line. Becerra in the shotgun. Hines and Elledge on the near side.
So you guys have a better view than we do, actually.
You do. Becerra fakes it. It's up the middle.
I think it was Michael Palmer, what it looks like from here, Scott.
It was Palmer. And Drew Williams, number 45 for the Cougars on the tackle. We're going to hear a lot of his number tonight. Again, Coach Boehner for Cougar fans and Bothell telling us he really likes Michael Palmer watching what he has done this year, and he should.
Palmer's having a monster year.
2nd and 6 at the 19. Handed again to Palmer. Has a little tiny crease window past the 23.
He actually is out to about the 24-yard line, and they started at the 15, so he's going to be about a yard short, maybe a yard and a half. Can't quite. Yeah, I think they're marking it as 3rd and 1, Scott.
See what Coach Rowe, again, as you see QD Quentin Dunbar now on his left. Josh May in motion. Becerra pitches it to Palmer on the backside. They pretty good pursuit by Cougars. I don't know if he got it, Tim.
He actually, I think, lost a yard, Scott. It's definitely not going to get the first down. That's going to pretty much force Rowe to punt from right there. Well, no, look at that. You're not even thinking about it.
Well, he does have Quentin Dunbar back.
Oh, yes, he does.
Quentin averaging close to 30, 32 yards of punt. Again, Coach Rowe talking about just getting through the first quarter. Bumbled snap on the punt. QD gets it away. They weren't ready for it. All the way down to the 20. Inside the 20, going to be around the 17-yard line.
That's a beautiful play. I don't think, Bothell, they must not have looked at too much film because Glacier Peak does that a lot this year, and they just weren't ready for it. Nobody back there.
We first saw that, the 4th and punt, and we all weren't ready for it. I remember that game.
Was
that Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson, they did that, and that netted Quentin about 30 extra yards on that right there. All right, so here we go, Scott. We're all about to find out what the offense is made of for Bothell.
So Ross Bowers, the quarterback, and you do have Danny Wilson in the backfield, and he pitches it to Wilson on the left side. Meets Zach Peterson head on, gets it to the 25-yard line, maybe the 26.
And Zach Peterson, that's our guy that's filling in tonight for busing. So they're going to him right away.
So a gain of 3 leaves 2nd and 7 for Bothell. What a storied program this is, Tim. They've played in the championship against Oak Harbor.
They're not too far removed from that. They faced Marshall Lobaseller from Oak Harbor that year.
Bowers back to pass. It's complete on the far side.
He's going to pick up a first down on that.
And it's number 16 on the catch, Jeff Hansen. One receiver, Tim, who really jumps out at you.
No, they're really not a stat team if you look at them, but they had 3 really tough games too.
Under center now, fumbles it.
And he
drops down at it, but there'll be a nice loss as far as
it's going to be a loss of about 4. I think
Glacier Peak goes. Yeah,
that's exactly what you want to do on first down.
At the 23, they'll push him back now. Well, they'll be at the 23.
They're calling it 2nd and 14.
8:38 left in the first quarter here. We'll try and get the scoreboard up for you. LaFossa now into the game. The up back. They fake it to him. Rolling to the near side. Goes over. Are they going to say it's a catch? It is.
Diving catch.
And that's Jared Berry, the leading receiver. A senior, 5'11", 160 pounds. And again, senior after senior after senior.
They are heavily loaded with the exception of the quarterback. They got seniors. They're coming up with a quick play here.
1st and 10 now at their own 39-yard line. Bowers pitches it to Wilson on the left side. Looking for some room. Now has a clear out. Rowe said he could be gone to the 20. 10. Touchdown, Bothell Cougars. Danny Wilson making them pay early.
Yeah, and you know what? We talked about this is going to be a physical game, and They gave him a little bit of a hole on that offensive line, and he takes off. He's not slow, Scott.
No, he is the fastest player. There was an article in Seattle Times about his teammates trying to test him in the 20-yard dash, and he said it's not going well for his teammates.
No, not at all.
Trying to see now.
Like they're going for 2. We can't. We got a pole in front of us, so excuse us.
No, they are setting up for the kick now. And that is Alec Yarno. It is up, and it is good. So 8 minutes left in the first quarter. You see our scoreboard up there, 7-0 Bothell. How do you think Glacier Peak reacts now?
Well, they're going to need to come out. They're going to need to do their typical. They need to get some tempo going. They need to get a couple first downs. 3 and outs aren't going to do them any good. If they're going to go out and do a 3 and out, it's going to be a real long night for them here. Well, and not only that, you don't want to have your defense on the field all night either.
Yeah, no, you don't. 7-0, 8 minutes left. We'll be back to see what Glacier Peak can do on offense. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. Welcome back. Quick break there. Just getting ready to kick off is Yarno. Yarno, kind of a high, short kick. Bounces just to 31. A Bothell guy gets it. It's Bothell's ball. They're saying Baruch touched it, Tim.
No, Baruch, Baruch doesn't have to touch it. Bothell went down and grabbed it before Baruch got it. Mistake there on the special teams. Baruch needs to run up and field that ball. That ball is live once it goes past 10 yards.
Yeah. Huge mistake by Glacier Peak there.
Huge mistake. Yeah, that ball was certainly live, and I think Bothell had that play planned, and now Glacier Peak's got their back against the wall here.
Maybe the big stage here in the early going, a little too much for the Grizzlies. So Bowers with the ball one more time. 1st and 10, hands it to Wilson again on the left side. This time Josh May gets through. Along with Kaya Noah Wong. Great defensive play.
They're going to need a few of those tonight, Scott. And fortunately for Baruch, when he's missed some plays like that this year, he's come back with some bigger plays every time. So he's going to need to come back and redeem himself after that special teams mishap. 2nd
and 13 now on the Glacier Peak 33-yard line. 7:29 left in the first quarter. Second series by Bothell. It's a reverse. Flea flicker back to Bowers. Going deep for Wilson on the near side. Caught. Touchdown, Bothell. Nobody even within reach.
Ooh. This is not exactly how we were expecting this to go. And boy, I'll tell you what, the big plays are killing Glacier Peak right now. They had the big touchdown run. They had the mishap on the special teams, and now they got this trickery play. Boy, Glacier Peak's going to need to pull something out.
Well, the Glacier Peaks fans that have ventured down south here are absolutely stunned. Yarno now on for the extra kick. Holds good, almost blocked, but it's up through the uprights, and it's good. And very, very quickly, still 7-17, a little taste of their own medicine, Tim Boyle. They're down 14-0.
You know, the last time, come to think of it, the last time I remember them being down 14-0 in the first quarter was that Mount Si game in the playoffs. And but Bothell's done it with a little bit of trickery here.
So we'll take a little timeout here as they try and figure out what they're going to do. Obviously, special teams coach having a little discussion. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist from Murphy's Corner Physical Therapy and IRG. Shannon, everybody knows what an ankle sprain is, but how do you treat that?
Well, an ankle sprain, let's talk about what an ankle sprain is first. You know, this joint right down here where you have this little bump on the outside of your ankle, you have some ligaments that connect bones to bone. Again, remember, ligaments connect bone to bone. The most common ankle sprain is when someone rolls their ankle, usually running wrong in basketball.
Welcome back, Yarno now to kick it off again. Kind of a scribber on the ground. Oh, it's Bothell on the ground, but it's recovered, I think, by Glacier Peak, Tim.
It is recovered by number 9.
That's Logan Coleman, the backup quarterback, a sophomore.
And they just about turned it back over to him. It kind of a squib kick, and it kind of bounced off a couple players. And
was that Campo, I think, was the first one to touch it. He was kind of the up receiver. So 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line of Glacier Peak. Trips to the near side. You've got Chambers, Hines, and Elledge. Becerra now going to throw the ball incomplete to Hines, the official calling it incomplete.
A little bit short on that one.
2nd and 10 at the 34. Again, if you just joined us and you're a little late, Bothell up 14-0 last time they recovered their own kickoff as Becerra hands it off to Palmer up the middle. A good gain of 3 or 4. Tackled by McLeod, Camden McLeod. Bothell coaches telling us one of their star defenders. So 3rd and 6 now from the 38. Big 3rd down. Becerra getting some pressure. Goes to Ellis. He pushes it inbound. This ain't no good.
Oh, my. No, he has to have 1 foot in bounds. I think he actually had 2 anyway.
I think he did.
I'm not sure about that. I had a perfect view on that, Scott. It looked like he caught that both feet in bounds.
The play was right in front of our booth, and it did look. He absolutely had one. Yes.
No doubt about it.
No doubt had one. Again, go to STSPN.com.
Are these replacement refs?
We'll have to look. Now they're figuring out that it might be a punt, so they're sending someone back to receive, and they're not going to screw around, and Quentin, they call for a fair catch, and he gets it right at the 36-yard line where Bothell, a heavy dose of offense.
Boy, I'll tell you what, though. That negated a big play by the wrestler there. That was about a 30, 35-yard play that gets called back. And Elledge got burned on another one where he had a catch, and they didn't see it a couple games ago, the miracle reception.
3rd and 6 were the Grizzlies. That would have been, like Tim said, just a major accomplishment early, down 14-0, trying to shake the cobwebs off. And here come the big guys in blue once again. Fakes it now. Now he gets it to number 5.
Is that Lufasa?
And that is Lafasa with Dunbar on the tackle.
Boy,
Darren Lafasa, we talked to you guys about that. 6'2", 228 pounds. And Coach Hannon telling us just hits the hole hard. 2nd and 3 now. Short 1st down. Get it to Wilson. Wilson up the center. Freightliner there. Looks like he gets the 1st down from the line judge.
Oh, they did give him the 1st down. Okay, well.
Mosese Fafita there.
Looks like somebody's limping there. Number 53 is...
and that's Freightliner, and he is hurt.
Now, here comes the trainers.
Well, they're tending to the Freightliner. Hopefully none of the wheels on the train have been broken.
We don't want to have busing out and the Freightliner out.
We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Glacier Peak Football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Step inside Mongo's at Clearview for an experience you have to Step inside Mongo's at Clearview for an experience you have to taste to believe. Customers come to Mongo's for the friendly service, down-to-earth atmosphere, and of course, the menu. We use only the freshest ingredients to prepare every dish, and everything we make starts from scratch each morning, like our delicious freshly caught salmon and our mouth-watering burgers. Perfect for ordering to go or dining in. What you don't see is how much energy our chefs put into every meal, but we think the results speak for themselves. Just see what our customers are saying. They dream of our fish tacos. They love our fabulous chef, and whether it's lunch or dinner, they can't get enough. We love what we do, and we think you'll agree once you take that first bite. When you come hungry, we want you to leave happy. Mongo's at Clearview. Stop in anytime.
Ouch.
Step inside Mongo's
Looks like
at
he's got
Clearview
a
for an experience
twisted
you
up
have to
ankle.
take.
Welcome back. As you see, Neil Drewliner getting helped off the field, and that's not a good sign for Grizzly fans.
No, hopefully, if he doesn't come back, like I said, they'll be short the Freightliner and busing. They'll be short a bus and a train.
Yeah, they will be. 1st and 10, the 48-yard line. Bowers back, goes over to the near side. It's caught. He'll get down close to the 45-yard line. Baruch on the coverage. Number 14, Dazel Wilson with the catch. And they'll place it right at the 40-yard line.
Well, Scott, Glacier Peak's
Or
going to
35,
stop
excuse
the
me.
big plays right now. It's the 3 big plays that have really killed them.
So, yeah, if you're just joining us, the guy in the backfield, 49, Danny Wilson, a 64-yard touchdown and a 33-yard catch. And here's Wilson again. Stutter steps. Now goes to the
that's a
outside.
block.
There's a flag.
That's coming
As
back.
Kayano Wong finally gets him down inside the 19.
In fact, Josh May, it's going to be a illegal block in the back, and Josh May's kind of shaken up. He drilled him from the side, but no doubt that's coming back.
So Danny Wilson just putting on a show early. That one's coming back, but again,
the reason he put on a show is because May got an illegal block there, and but yeah, he is quite the athlete.
They seem to be kind of stopping the initial surge and then giving him time to kind of pick his lanes.
Yeah, and once he hits that corner, he's going to be very difficult to catch tonight.
Big penalty now, 1st and 20, but inside Grizzly territory at the 45.
Plus, the refs owe us a makeup call for that Elledge play.
Meanwhile, the sophomore, Russ Bowers, 4 for 4 in the passing category for 81 yards. Official timeout on the field.
Sideline
warning.
Glacier Peak. That's the first one I've seen in the years we've been doing this. A sideline warning. They're saying that Glacier Peak wasn't far enough back on the sideline. That's ticky-tack, folks.
LaFosse now gets the ball, but he is met hard up front. He's only going to gain about a yard. Good defensive stick by Mosese and crew.
Yeah, the defensive line's going to need a whole bunch of those tonight, Scott.
Now, the Glacier Peak defense only giving still a 2.8 yards per carry on the rushing game. So a stingy defense. Obviously, they haven't seen the likes of the talent of the Cougars.
That's what I was saying earlier. It's those big plays that's been killing them tonight.
2nd and 19 now at the Glacier Peak 44-yard line. Bowers in the shotgun. Coach telling us they usually pass. He gets it to Danny Wilson. Austin Jacobson almost gets him, but he squirts out of that. But still a decent defensive play and down by Quentin Dunbar.
Carson Call, I think, had him by the ankles back
there. Oh, was
there.
that him? I thought it was Jacobson.
Carson had him by the ankles, and he just kind of slipped out for an extra 4 or 5 yards. Still going to be
3rd and 18 on the GP 43-yard line. This is a big stop for Glacier Peak.
Yeah, and they're going to beat Bothell. If Bothell they need to pick up 7 or 8 or 9 of those yards back, and they'll be in 4-down territory.
LaFosse now the single setback. Bowers rolls to his near side. Now he goes, throws it to incomplete.
And Trey Chambers was right there on the coverage. What happened is Trey hit him right when he was catching it and basically knocked the play out.
Trying to go to his favorite receiver, Jared Berry.
You're not going to do that against the Thief.
No, the Thief right there. Big stop by Glacier Peak.
That was a big stop. If Trey was about a half a second later, that would have been a completion.
So the first punt of the evening for Bothell, and that looks like Sam McPherson back to punt.
the wrestler back in the backfield.
Decent punt.
Oh,
Calling
and
off.
it took a Glacier Peak bounce backwards about 4 yards. So
they're going to start right outside, right inside the 25-yard line is where Glacier Peak will start this series.
Actually turned out to be a good play for Glacier Peak because that's one of those where they can stick it right at about the 2-yard line from there.
They're averaging 14-plus yards on punt returns this year. Obviously, that one, Sean didn't get an opportunity. Elledge, speaking of the wrestler on the near side, they're going to hand it up to Palmer. Tries to break out right, but to no avail. Big 45, Drew Williams punches through the line and catches him for a loss, Tim.
Yeah, interesting play calling right here by Glacier Peak. It's kind of conservative. It kind of looks a little bit like the Seahawks right now in their play calling. They're going to need to open this up a little bit.
The Seahawks, boy, they have shifted week to week of complaints, huh?
Yes.
So 2nd and 10 at their own 25. Now Becerra going deep on the far side.
Oh! Yeah, pass interference. Clearly, he tackled him. And you know what? He had to, Scott. That might have been, it might have been overthrown, but the defensive back is thinking, if I don't tackle this guy, he might get a touchdown.
And that was Big Nick Allen, the intended receiver, and McLeod was the guy who's going to get called for the pass interference.
I got to tell you, anybody could have called that one.
And he had him dead to rights.
Oh, so going to be a 15-yarder. Now, keep in mind, in high school, that's not a spot penalty like it is in the pros, so it's 15 yards, automatic first down.
So now they will take it from their own 40, 1st and 10. Biggest gain of the night, though, for Glacier Peak.
Boy, he just tackled the guy on that one.
Just hearing that Drew Liner is out, as you'll see that pass incomplete over to Austin Hines. They're saying Drew Liner is out for the game. High ankle sprain from our on-sideline reporter, Ron Henthorn. That's not good. You can see him. We'll catch him later. He's on crutches already in the sideline. 2nd and 10, incomplete to Hines on their 40. Becerra over the middle. It's caught by Josh May.
Pick up about 7, I believe, Scott.
Lead him with
Giving him 8, actually.
2 yards to go. Got to get to the mid-stripe for a first down. Drew Williams again on the tackle for Bothell.
This is the kind of plays that Glacier Peak needs to run against Bothell. Is keep throwing that ball, keep spreading it out. You know, don't do the same thing every time.
The quick hits.
The quick hits, tempo.
Elledge in motion now. Fakes to Palmer, gets it over to Elledge. He's got room, but a lot of blue jerseys, and they're going to put a big loss.
I thought I saw a face mask on the wrestlers, but they didn't call it.
Eagle Eye Cuneo, our spotter, seeing it as well. Well, 3rd and 2, that's not what they wanted. They tried to get Elledge on a stretch play. These guys are just too fast. As you see Drew Liner now on crutches in your screen. Going to leave 4th and 6 now. Looks like they're going for it. QD's not in the backfield. Becerra back to pass, goes over. It is caught for a first down. There's a flag.
I think it's going to go against. I think it might be some type of defensive holding. I think it's going to go against Bothell.
Big play, Josh May with the reception. 24 gets it into.
Bothell's pointing towards Glacier Peak, so it'll be interesting to see what they call.
Well, they're talking to Elledge though. Oh, it is on Glacier Peak.
An ineligible man downfield. Ouch.
Again, the penalties are killing them. 347 yards coming into tonight, but when you have the margin of error like you do against a team like Bothell, you just can't have those.
Yeah, tonight every penalty will hurt tonight.
Now
they haven't hurt them this year too bad because they've won all 5 of their games.
So now they do send in the punt team.
Last week they were 3 for 3 on 4th down. That would have been a first down had they not had the ineligible man downfield.
Kizan Proctor back to receive the punt, and Spencer Pettit doing the punting that time for Glacier Peak. Gets a GP roll down close to the 25, right inside the 25, and that's where Bothell will start.
Number
So a little
47 was actually thinking about fielding that, and the wrestler came out of nowhere and chased him down, and then he had second thoughts.
So, a better offensive series gained by the big personal pass interference penalty, a 15-yard gain. Then the penalty kills Glacier Peak on a huge fourth down conversion to big play May.
And again, the penalties, they'll feel them tonight, Scott, because it's not like they're playing Shorecrest and it's a 56-0 game.
So now defensively for Glacier Peak, you got Matt Nicholson in there, Mosese, Carson Call, and now you have Josh Pinka on the edge, along with Dunbar on the right side. Bowers pitches it to Danny Wilson. Wilson is met by Austin Jacobson and the crew, and maybe pick up 1 yard.
They're trying to find that hole kind of around the outside. They're looking for just that little hole.
And they're pounding the left side of the line.
They are. And what I didn't see, what I normally see, is you have Quentin Dunbar on one side, and you usually have Michael Palmer on the other, and I'm not seeing that right now.
Well, and they're trying to go over big Dylan Lindsay, 6'4", 310 pounds, the senior. This is his first game of the year.
I do see Quentin Dunbar on the one side.
Bowers now fakes the pitch and gives it for Fawcett. He's got room. He's at the 40. Near the mid-stripe, finally pushed out of bounds by Sean Elledge.
And like I said before, they're kind of waiting to turn that corner a little bit, and once they got the opening, those guys are fast. Bothell's crowd is pretty jacked up, too.
Another big gain. 1st and 10 right at the mid-stripe line, the 50-yard line. Again, you got to see LaFossa there in his power and speed. Bowers now with Danny Wilson. Just pounds the middle. He's going to get a gain of 4.5, maybe 5.
Got him up. Or maybe it was number 74 there.
Matthew Nicholson, I think, probably part of the Grizzlies.
Zach Peterson, yep.
There's looks like a timeout on the field.
The end of the first quarter.
Oh, that is the end of the first quarter. Boy, what a quick first quarter. 14-0. But Bothell driving. And we'll be back with the second quarter. Don't go away. Still plenty of time. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Step inside Mongo's at Clearview for an experience you have to taste to believe. Customers come to Mongo's for the friendly service, down-to-earth atmosphere, and of course, the menu. We use only the freshest ingredients to prepare every dish, and everything we make starts from scratch each morning, like our delicious freshly caught salmon and our mouth-watering burgers. Perfect for ordering to go or dining in. What you don't see is how much energy our chefs put into every meal, but we think the results speak for themselves. Just see what our customers are saying. They dream of our fish tacos. They love our fabulous chef, and whether it's lunch or dinner, they can't get enough. We love what we do, and we think you'll agree once you take that first bite. When you come hungry, we want you to leave happy. Mongo's at Clearview. Stop in anytime.
Welcome back to Pop Keeney. Scott Oshman along with our expert football analyst Tim Boyle. We're glad you're here. Again, a little ugly for Glacier Peak fans. 14-0 in the first quarter as they're starting the second quarter. Inside of GP territory, Danny Wilson breaks a tackle at the front line. Now he's in the second level, breaks another one. He's gone. Third touchdown of the night for Danny Wilson, number 49.
And you know what, Scott? They had him about 3 times. He actually looked like Barry Sanders on that play where, a bunch of people have him and he kind of squirts out of there. Yeah, I don't know what it is. They're just not being aggressive enough, but they had their chances on him on that one. They could have had him for actually about a 1-yard loss.
Well, 14-0, that's obviously manageable. Now we're getting to 20 yards. You'll see Yarno on for the extra point, and it has been the Danny Wilson show, which Danny Wilson trying to decide where he's going to go to school. That one's up. That's good. And just like that, 21-0 with 11:49 and left in the first half. A 46-yard run. Another one. He's got one for 64 yards and 61 yards. A 33-yard reception on the flea flicker. And that one for 46. It has been all Danny Wilson tonight.
And big plays. It's all the big plays that are killing him.
You see on your screen now Coach Rowe talking to defensive coordinator Steve Hannon, trying to figure out what's happening. What's he talking about down there, Tim?
I'm trying to read lips. That's one of my other specialties.
Yeah, the psychic.
Tim. Usually I can only catch swear words when I'm reading lips.
I think that was
Well, just not much going on first quarter stats here. Only 13 yards gained by Glacier Peak, 97 for Bothell. Again, thank you to our statistician here who's crammed in the corner, John McLean, always doing a phenomenal job. So
well, they need to get something going here, Scott.
Is it not 21-0?
It's 21-0.
Yeah,
I thought it was 21-0. I didn't see
Did he
it.
not make that extra point?
Well, apparently they didn't. I'd have to say.
I did too. We'll have to look at the gorgeous scoreboard here at Pop Keeney.
Well,
Yarno now with the kick, and that one's going to go deep. And is that wrong?
I think it is. I think it was, and he's tackled out of bounds by about 7
It is.
Players.
Tyler Wong. Hit us up on Facebook, STSPN. Make sure everything's coming through clear.
Let us know where you're listening from. We got some of the Becerras out of California listening in.
And the Luke Crawford posted that was a catch in bounds on that previous drive by Elledge to pick up a big third down. And we agree with you, Mr. Crawford.
We know. We're not happy about
that. That was right in front of our eyes. Becerra. Over the middle, going deep. It's caught by Elledge inside Bothell territory at the 49.
And they can't deny the wrestler out of that one, Scott.
Derek Peterson with the tackle.
That's what they need to do. Keep doing these, 10, 15-yard plays. Keep their tempo up.
Finally inside Bothell territory at the 49, 1st and 10. Dunbar in motion. Becerra goes over the middle again. Incomplete going for May.
Pass interference. He was right over his back on that. So maybe that's the makeup call we were looking for.
Again,
but I saw it from here. It actually was pass interference.
Drew Williams
is
going to be
surprised if that's anything else. Sorry, Scott.
No, it's okay. That was again their big play. Drew Williams guy for defense getting caught. A little too early for big play May.
It is. You think it's too early, huh?
No. I'm saying Williams is a little too early on big play May right there.
We got some trips right down
we
there.
Do. 1st and 10 on the Bothell 34 now. Dunbar. Baruch fakes it, the handoff, but they go up to Palmer up the middle. And he's going to get a few yards, maybe 4.
I think he's going to get about 4 or 5 on that. They just had him by the ankle there. Palmer was going to break it for about a 15-yard gain.
It's like McLeod and Wilkes, Aaron Wilkes on the tackle for Bothell. It's interesting seeing, our big Nate Sandstrom, the number 77 in your screen. It's one of the rare moments where he's facing up guys who are exactly the same size as he is.
It doesn't happen very often.
2nd and 5. They're going to say gain 5 on that. Becerra goes over, gets it to May. He's hit hard, but he's going to get inside the 25 to the 23.
Is that going to be a first down? I think it is.
Look, it is. First down, Glacier Peak, the first one of the night. Rayshawn Watson with the tackle on May. 1st and 10 on the 23. This is the first good succession of plays now,
that's
Tim.
exactly what they're looking for is this tempo. This is what Glacier Peak's used to.
You got Baruch on the near side. Becerra now going to the air. He's going to get tackled and sacked.
Boy, there was a lot of penetration there. Becerra didn't have time to do anything there.
And that was Roof and Wilkes. Wilkes number 8, Roof number 6.
Well, good heads-up play by Becerra to hold on to it even. They were on him fast.
He's got to do some quick gains. That's a 2nd and 16 now at the 29.
Loss of 6 on that.
Loss of 6 yards. Again, a long ways to go to the first down marker that you cannot see in your screen. 2nd and 16. Becerra now with Palmer. Now he goes in motion. Looking to his left, goes in the middle. Almost intercepted. Trying to go again for a big play, May.
That was a heads-up play by the DB there.
Keys on Proctor, Tim.
Comes right in at the last second and breaks that up.
Keys on Proctor, 47, broke that up, almost had an INT.
3rd and 16, Scott. I think Glacier Peak wants to get at least 7-8 yards on this to make it a manageable fourth. They're definitely in fourth down territory.
Seems like the middle of the field. I don't think they can stretch these guys out with bubble screen.
Well, they're very fast. That's the problem.
Back to pass now. He does that to Elledge. Goes in the middle of the screen. Elledge trying to get more all the way up to the 20, but he's not going to be close to a first down, but makes up a big yardage.
They needed about 8 or 9 yards there to make it a manageable fourth down. See where they marked that.
So that was 3rd and 16. Camden McLeod again on the tackle for Bothell.
It looks. Are they
at the 21?
Are they bringing that back? No, I think
there's
a
penalty on the play.
It's a block in the back. Ouch. I didn't see that anywhere on there either.
And again, here at Pop Kenny, they have the official over the PA, which you do not see in high school football very much. We can't hear him in the booth very well, but the crowd can hear him. That's a huge, another penalty.
I think it's 3rd and 28.
Aye.
Is that what they're saying on the scoreboard?
3rd and 28 now at the Bothell 41.
There's not a lot of plays in the book for 3rd and 28.
Baruch got single coverage on the near side. Becerra's going for Baruch on the sideline. Too far, and it's incomplete.
He actually would have had him. It's just a slightly overthrown there. Now you're looking at 4th and 28. When I said it was 4-down territory, that was before it was 4th and 28.
From the 41.
Yeah.
And I think Baruch could have got, that ball was placed exactly where it needed to be. A.J. Murray, number 13, was on single coverage on Baruch. As you see, Quentin Dunbar now back to punt. We haven't seen Glacier Peak punt this much for a while.
No.
Trying to see who's back to receive it. It is 47. And he breaks a tackle on the far side. It'll be pushed out of bounds around the 25-yard line.
And I got to tell you, Bothell's pretty good at breaking those tackles.
And that's Keyshawn Proctor. And again, Michael Newley in doing everything. Offense, defense, special teams. There for the tackle. 8:42 left in this first half. Scoreboard still saying 20-0, so apparently he did not make that last extra point.
And I'll tell you what, that was a crucial play that Glacier Peak gave up, or crucial series that Glacier Peak. They needed to come up with a score or something on that.
It's the penalties. Ross Powers now gets it to the near side. Over to Will McIntyre. And Will McIntyre, kind of know wrong on the coverage, but he's been out. One of their leading receivers, Tim, is 21 McIntyre, and Coach Payne are happy to have him back tonight for the first time.
Yep, not much doing on that play, though, just to pick up maybe one.
They're not going to give him any second and 10 now. Glacier Peak fans now stopping on the stands.
They need to get some energy somewhere. We got a little 5-hour energy here. We need to give that to one of these kids.
We should throw it down there. Timeout now. Bowers didn't like what he was seeing. There's a timeout on the field. 8 minutes, 2 seconds left. Glacier Peak down 20-0. First time we've seen that in a long time. But you never know.
I don't know that I've ever seen it.
No, the Paceras in California say wait and see, but we'll wait and see right after this. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist from Murphy's Corner Physical Therapy and president of IRG. Shannon, what is an AC separation and how is it treated?
Well, an AC separation occurs when the joint that is called the collarbone and the scapula. This bone on the scapula or shoulder blade is called the acromion. This joint is connected by ligaments. If you injure that joint or spring that joint, that becomes sprain, and that's called AC joint separation. The term is acromioclavicular joint separation. Usually this occurs with some type of impact injury. A lot of times, like in football, the quarterback will experience this a lot when the defensive lineman comes and grabs him, tackles him, and jams him down into the turf, springing that joint. It's an irritation of those ligaments that connect your collarbone to your acromion. The best thing to do is get some ice on this area, calm down the inflammation, modify your activity, and sometimes...
Welcome back as Ross Bowers, a sophomore, under center, hands it to Danny Wilson, but a great tackle by Newley and Palmer in the backfield.
I think he might have lost a yard or two. And they've, you know what, Scott, they've had that penetration a lot, but unfortunately, they're not wrapping up, they're not tackling the ball, they're kind of, you know, so a few times they're tackling their feet, and they're just scampering away.
Well, it's like 5 wrestlers, Sean Elledge is over there, who can break a tackle. It's hard to bring him down. But you got to wrap him up, boys. Wrap him like a package, baby. All right, 3rd and 11. Long down here, but there's a whistle.
Dead ball foul. Probably a false start or an illegal procedure.
Delay of
game, so good.
Again, the privilege of having Pop Keeney at your stadium. They have a full... I love the officials on the PA over the stadium announcement. That's awesome.
I think we're showing 3rd and 16, right?
Yeah, first time inside the 20. They're saying at the Cougar 18-yard line. Again, we'll try. Maybe we should get a vantage point so the crowd, the viewers, can see what we're dealing with here. It's very difficult to see. Bowers now back to pass. Now he's going to go to the sidelines. It's caught at the 20, tackled by Quentin Dunbar and Kayanoa Wong.
Good tackle there. Those are the ones they've been kind of missing tonight. So great tackle by the two of them.
Aaron Wilkes with the reception, and it's bringing up 4th down and 9.
Well, we got Elledge is back to receive the punt, so he needs to do something big here. They need a big play is what they need.
Well, Elledge is back. There's no one better for a big play than Elledge. They're now at the 25-yard line, though. High snap. Almost blocked by Palmer. Did he tip it? Takes a bounce at the 45. Great field position for Glacier Peak. It's going to be down.
And he might have got his finger on that because it looked like the ball didn't come out right.
At the 43-yard line is where Glacier Peak will start.
Either way, it's going to be great field position. Now, Scott, they have
Tim,
to
talk to me,
They
Tim.
got to capitalize. That's
Tell
what I
me.
can tell you. No penalty.
Preach to me, Tim. Preach me.
The flag's got to stay in the pockets. That's what I'm going to tell you right now.
We'll see our crack statistician, John McClain, see what we've done for penalties this so far. Becerra now decides to handle to Palmer. Has a little room, but then meets the big blue steam. And see where he'll spot him at. They're going to keep it at the 45, a gain of 2.
Give him forward progress.
Camden McLeod again, 34,
and
leading the pack.
Palmer's having a little bit of trouble. Normally, Palmer finds north and south real easy. Not tonight.
7 carries for only 6 yards, Tim, for the
talking
missile.
about the league leader right there.
Somebody needs to find a match. Light the Palmer, the missile on fire. 2nd and 12 now at the 45. Fumble snap, it's fumbled, and it's Bothell Cougar ball inside of Glacier Peak territory.
Well, and Scott, that's what I've been talking about all night. It's the big plays, and these plays are killing them.
And that one, it looked like Becerra almost was not expecting the snap. It was like he bobbled the snap. They haven't had problems with that all year.
Definitely some type of miscommunication back there, and no doubt about it, Bothell got on that. That was clear as day.
Those
plays are killed. The penalties, that special teams play, the fumble. Just Glacier Peak's not themselves.
Well, we talked to Coach Rowe. In the 5 years, Glacier Peak has not done well on the road. As you see Bowers now over the middle.
No, he fumbled.
Come on, he fumbled. But Bothell recovers.
He's down. I think he might have the wind knocked out of him.
That's Jared Berry, their leading receiver.
I didn't see who was. It might have been Dunbar that hit him.
Is that Dunbar who hit him?
He drilled him.
QD laying some wood there on Jared Berry, again, their leading receiver.
So I think they might have. Did they call that an incomplete pass? I think they did.
They did. It's 2nd and 10 at the 49.
Absolutely leveled him on that. That's what squirted the ball. I actually thought they could have called that a fumble.
So they're going to tend to Jared Berry, as we see out of your screen. Boy, Coach Rowe and his staff, I mean, they are having power meetings right now on the sidelines.
Well, they got to get it figured out. And, it's not necessary. And to the coach's defense, it's really not their fault. I mean, some of the players, they got to come up with some plays here.
Yeah.
They're not fumbling the ball and, things like that.
As they tend to Berry, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Glacier Peak Football on Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Evenings and weekends. Pinky's Plumbing. Want to pay less? 206-707-1497. Experienced, local, friendly. That's Pinky's Plumbing. Professional plumbing services 24 hours a day.
When the plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
Evenings and weekends. Pinky's Plumbing. Want to pay less? 206-707-1497. Experienced, local, friendly. That's Pinky's Plumbing. Professional plumbing services 24 hours a day.
When the plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
Evenings and weekends. Pinky.
Welcome back. 20-0, 2nd and 10 for Bothell. Jared Berry ran off the field. Good news for Bothell fans. Now LaFossa takes the handoff, and he takes it himself, and he fakes out the entire Grizzly defense, and Elledge is on a race, and he finally catches him and saves the touchdown. He'll be down at the 2-yard line.
Well, touchdown saving play there by the wrestler. Got him right about the 1. Well, boy, again, Scott, like I keep saying, the big plays are killing us. If it's not a penalty, it's a big play. They're not doing it to us on the 5-10-yard plays and shoving it down our throat. They're throwing these big plays that we just don't seem to have an answer for.
48-yard run by LaFossa. Again, Bowers nowhere even in the field. They snapped it right to Wildcat version, right to LaFossa. 1st and 10 at the 2, they're going to call it. They hand it to LaFossa up the middle, and he is in for a Cougar touchdown. There's the call. Touchdown, Bothell. And if the route is beginning to start here in Bothell and Popkini.
Well, Glacier Peak's got to keep their head in the game. You're right, though. It is starting to look like a rout.
Got a great post by Luke Crawford. Things are getting stinky. Call Pinky.
That is
yay. Things are getting real stinky here for the guys in white jerseys. As Coach Rowe now far on the right sideline, just pacing back and forth.
We had a dead ball offsides against the Bothell Cougars there. Make them back up 5 yards.
Yarno now. 25-yarder, and that's through the uprights. That one is good. So 27-0. I think Coach Boehner didn't even see this coming for Bothell. I don't think.
No, we expected Bothell to be really good, Scott. We just didn't think we weren't expecting this. But we were expecting Bothell. There was no way this was going to be a cakewalk for either one of the teams, we didn't think.
Well, the old notion of beating yourself is in play here.
Yes.
I mean, they really, it's nothing that Bothell is doing. It's more about what Glacier Peak is doing to themselves.
Yeah, the penalties, the fumbles, the special teams play, missing assignments.
Again, a lot of time. 5:22 left in the first half. Again, 27-0. A tremendous amount of ground to make up here for Glacier Peak. Hopefully they can get their offense at least going without some penalties as Yarnow kicks it over. Looks like Wong will get it. Kayanoa starting. Breaks a couple tackles, fumbles, it's up in the air, and Bothell says they have it again, and they do.
Oh,
The
my.
second turnover in a row, and nothing is going right for the Grizzlies down here in Bothell.
I'm not exactly sure what to say, and Baruch is over there pleading his case, and I'm not sure what he's saying, but I don't know what to say, Scott. I'm speechless. They're just getting killed with these mistakes.
Disaster after disaster here for Glacier Peak again. Struggles on the road. Got a win at Edmond Stadium against Montlake Terrace, barely 16-13.
And the scary thing is, I'm going to say something I never thought I'd say. Pretty soon, Bothell's going to have to take their foot off the gas on Glacier Peak the way it's going.
Yeah, and probably actually I see a couple reserves in. A couple numbers I don't even have on my roster. They give it to them up the middle, and no gain.
It did look like it might have been a fumble or something. I think it was a broken play.
Still at the 35-yard line. It's like he lost a yard. 2nd and 11 now as we just slip under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, if you're Glacier Peak, you got to come up with about 2 scores here to even think you're going to be in the ball game.
Now Glacier Peak can score quickly as now Bowers under center goes back to pass. He's going deep down the far sideline. It's caught by McIntyre for another Cougar touchdown. Will McIntyre, his first game back, makes him pay again. Touchdown Cougars.
Well, but I see a flag.
Back near the 40-yard line.
Laundry on the field. That might be their saving grace. Let's see who that goes against. That looks like it's going to be a hold from where that flag is. I think it's holding. And he is marching it back.
See if the psychic powers are correct.
Well,
and you've done it again. The great Swami Tim Boyle.
I've got an eye for the flags. Let's see what he says here. It is holding.
So McIntyre's big bomb taken back. Pushes him back near midfield again.
I'll tell you what, that's a big break. There's no way they're coming back from like 35-0 against Bothell. And
we are in the second quarter here. 4:38. Bowers now back to pass. Another wide open McIntyre catches it at the 35. It's a full race now. Kayanoa goes trying to get him, but he dives in for a Cougar touchdown. We don't have replay, but there was a replay.
Boy.
Touchdown Cougars.
And he dives into the end zone. I'm speechless.
He was their leading receiver last year, and Coach Boehner was excited to have him back tonight. And you see why. Wide open about the 35. And it was a foot race. Kayanoa tried to trip him up, but couldn't get it done.
Glacier Peak's got to get their head in this game, Scott. We know Bothell's a good team, but there's no excuse for this type of route.
We talked about
we're still in the first half.
4:28 left in the first half. 33-0, going to be 34. That's an offside on Glacier Peak, I believe.
Oh, and then Elledge is.
Now they're getting chippy down there, Tim.
Now they're getting a little frustrated. And this is what happens. You make stupid decisions when you're down like this.
We talked about it with Coach Rowe. This is a milestone for the program to come in here, play the big Kinko, the big-time team, the big-time program in Bothell, and it's just been a dud.
Well, the part of the problem is we keep talking about it. They just have not been a good road team in the last couple of years. They've really struggled on the road. Oh.
Offsides probably again on Glacier Peak. No, it was on offense.
Although I have to say, their play against Bellevue, they looked really, they're the first team to hold Bellevue to less than 30 points last year in the playoffs.
That is the sultry voice of executive producer, 5-2 player Todd Elvig.
Well, Todd's looking for a silver lining, and unfortunately we have to go back to last year to find it. But we appreciate it nonetheless. Okay,
Again,
now I'm not exactly sure.
what are they doing down there?
I'm not exactly sure. Did they get a? I think somebody called it. I think Bothell called a timeout.
Well, let's take a quick break. Let's let them sort it out. 33-0, 4:28. Don't go away. You never know. It's high school football. Crazy things can happen. We'll take a very short timeout. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Get into the sling to kind of relieve the pressure on the joint. AC joint separation, different than a shoulder dislocation.
I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist from Murphy's Corner Physical Therapy and president of IRG. Shannon, what is an AC separation and how is it treated?
Well, an AC separation.
Okay, we're back. Now, finally, they're setting up the extra point off the McIntyre touchdown, and it is up, and it is good. So, Tim, the evil numbers. Our crack statistician, John McLean, GP, 4 penalties for 26, and they couldn't come at a worse time. Bothell, 6 for 65.
Well, Bothell's penalties, obvious. They could have 6 for 300 right now. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. But 4 for 26, the couple penalties they had really hurt them.
You see in the bottom of your screen, turnovers have been huge. 2 turnovers. Two fumbles, and
but
they
it's
lost
really
both of them.
3 turnovers because they had the special teams where they didn't get the recovery, and that's really a turnover. It may not show up on the stats, but it's definitely a turnover.
Now they're smack talking in the booth.
No, what I'm saying is it doesn't show up. It doesn't show up normally on the stats.
McLean now chest to chest with Boy. Let's go to play-by-play.
Where's the flag?
Where's the flag?
There was a roughing on that call.
You get us in small quarters here at the SDSBN crew, and it gets dicey, especially with the 34-0. We were doing 80s pop music trivia in the second half, so stay tuned for that. As Yarno kicks it to Elledge, takes it at his 9. Looking for something. Breaks one now in the middle, and he fumbles it again! Unbelievable!
We might have got that one back. No, I don't think we did.
It is Kayanoa trying to it, but it is Bothell ball. The third fumble in a row for Glacier Peak.
That's really 4 turnovers right there in the game, and I'm like I said, I was speechless before. I'm still speechless. I mean, they're giving them the game.
I mean, I have never seen anything quite like this in a Glacier Peak football game.
And Sean, he's doing. It was going a little bit east and west on that.
Well, he's doing what he does.
Yeah,
right?
he's doing what he does.
Bowers now still going for the juggler, going for another one. It's caught. Touchdown, Cougars. Jared Berry. Bader not pulling up on the gas pedal at all.
Now, here's the stat that people don't understand. It's 40-0 now. Guess what? The clock doesn't stop. The clock, we're only in the second half, folks, and the clock's going to keep running because Bothell just 40-pointed us.
Jared Berry, number 4, a senior, another senior, and boy, that's why this sophomore Bowers is getting the start here at the perennial powerhouse of Bothell. Look at the gun on this kid.
Well,
and what's unfortunate is Glacier Peak comes in with some great players, and they're not really shining tonight on the big stage.
No, you know what, Scott, here, the truth of the matter is if they played 10 times, Glacier Peak, talent-wise, they may win a couple of these, but by looking at it tonight, they're not even in the same league. It's like a junior high team playing a high school team right now.
Which is just a rare occurrence for
but
Glacier
Peak. You know what? You give Bothell 4 turnovers, now they're going to capitalize. But they seem to every play, it's like the first play, they throw a touchdown on you every play. That was like 3 in a row.
Yeah, it is. They are basically, talk about a taste of your own medicine. We love all the Facebook comments. Keep them coming. That's right, 80s trivia. If you haven't heard or watched us, Tim, the Psychic Boyle for penalties, you got to see him with the vital flying of 80s pop hits, it's incredible. As this one, we'll see Elwood see if he can hold on to the ball. Starts at his 19. Cuts down now across the 25 to the 27.
Well, that stopped a streak of 3 fumbles on 3 plays.
I'm waving off Chris, the Eagle-Eye Cuneo spotter now on spotting. I mean, it's all hell's broke loose up here at STSBN. Oh, my goodness, Tim, it's 1st and 10 for Glacier Peak.
Well, let's see if they can hold on to the ball here. I'm shocked that they haven't been able to put any points on the board. You know what? The clock isn't running. I'm wondering if they're just not expecting to start running the clock like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And again, Becerra gets it off to Palmer. He tries to cut back. He gets a little room. Now some speed. Holds on to the ball. Cross the 40 to 41. Good job by the missile, and that gets the crowd excited.
That gives them something to cheer about, which they desperately need right now.
Derek Peterson on the tackle for Bothell as they line up quick. Now 3:53 left in the first half. You are seeing that score correct. It's bounced at the line of scrimmage, almost intercepted.
And that should have been, they really got lucky there. That should have been another turnover, basically.
Drew Williams, the big-time defensive player for Bothell, almost had an INT, and it could have been the 4th turnover in a row for Glacier Peak. Meanwhile, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 41. Palmer up the gut. Got some good room. Now they're stripping the ball. Gets into Cougar territory all the way down to the 37-yard line. And big pickup by the missile.
Great play by the missile. And Baruch had a little scuffle with somebody who was hoping to draw a flag there, but it didn't happen.
A rare first down for Glacier Peak tonight. A 22-yard run for Michael Palmer. Back in Cougar territory, only the 2nd time tonight at their 37. Gonna have more Palmer. Now he finds some room to the right, but he is crushed hard by Darren LaFossa, the big running back.
He's a great linebacker, too. I actually see him being playing defense on Saturdays more than likely.
And reading some articles, I think they do have him projected as a linebacker or even a safety.
Yeah.
A big safety.
He's a big-time player.
No gain on that. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Passing now. Gets it over. It's incomplete off the hands.
I think that was actually intended for Austin Hines instead of Josh. I think they had a little misread there.
Well, they were very close together. It got off the hands of Josh May. Derek Peterson was on the coverage.
Josh May had to come back for it. It was going right to where Hines was running.
Leads them at 3rd and 10 now, still at the Cougar 37-yard line. Becerra, not a chance to even put up some numbers. He's 4 for 11, 37 yards, 18 his longest. A couple close INTs. He looks back and talks to Palmer. That one tipped, but it's caught on the right side. Eller's got some room. Now the 20 trying to make him miss. Cougars finally catch up inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. A good game for the wrestler.
Okay, now it's looking up for Glacier Peak. Well, they got to get some points on the board.
And 39, Danny Wilson was the guy to catch up with him.
You can't go into the half at 41-0.
2:41 left in the half. A 29-yard pickup for the wrestler. Palmer, though, not going to get anything if they might get him a loss of 3 or 4. I see the line judge now coming in at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, I think it's about a loss of 2.
Wilson and Williams, 45 and 49 on the tackle. Quick to line up is Glacier Peak now. 2:15 left on the clock. Becerra fakes it to Palmer. Now he's going deep on the right side to Baruch. It's almost intercepted, but incomplete.
Number 33, I think.
That was, yes, that is. That's Rashawn Watson, 33. It looked like he had a pick, and he almost decided not to.
I couldn't tell if Baruch got in and tripped that up a little bit, but it looks like he easily could have had a pick on that.
With our vantage point, we literally have to crawl out the window, take a right.
I'm over your shoulder.
On Bothell Highway, and then look to see if he caught it.
Exactly.
We do. We need to be. Next time, John McClain said, I got to bring mirrors. We do. We need mirrors here at Pop Keeney. So it's 3rd and 13 now, 3rd and goal, basically, at the 13-yard line. Palmer fakes it. Now he goes over to Baruch. Baruch catches it, but he is quickly caught. In fact, he dropped it. See if they're going to call it incomplete.
I think it's incomplete. He was basically hit right when he was catching it, and it coughed it up.
Drew Williams, tremendous coverage, saw that one coming.
4th and 13.
Buck 48, like Tim said, 41-0.
I think you're going to see him try it. I think they want to get some points. I think they're going to go for a field goal here, Scott, just to get something on the board.
Looks like they are. Sean Pettit, the big-legged sophomore, coming out.
It's like a 35-yard attempt is what I see it as.
From the 20.
Oh, it's blocked.
Oh, it's blocked! And a heads-up play.
By Josh May.
No, is that 84?
Well, Josh May tackled him when he got it. But yeah, it was blocked and then recovered.
Oh, it was Josh.
Boy, nothing just seems to go the way Glacier Peak needs it.
And it's to add insult to injury, not really, but it's homecoming here at Bothell. So if you're a Bothell fan, it's a good night, a good Thursday night game here.
And we talked about homecoming last year. I think we were like 0 for 3 on homecomings last year.
That's a stat Mr. McLean doesn't have in that little machine. Yeah, 0 for 3. Things stacked up against him, right? 0 and 3 for homecomings the last 2 years. Bowers now gets it off to 49. That's Danny Wilson, another run. They're going to say a pickup of 5. Well, that was the opportunity to get on the board.
Well, they've had a couple, and they just can't seem to close on it.
Hearing down on the field, the PA announcer saying there's going to be a blackout at halftime. Not really sure what they're talking about. Wilson now on the right side, making a move. Slips that tackle and all the way to the 40. Still won't go down. Finally runs into a Cougar player and gets all the way up to the 50-yard line.
Boy, and he missed about 4 tackles. I think what they mean by the blackout is it's homecoming. I think they've got some thing going on the field, so they're going to shut the lights out.
Yeah, I think so too. Trey Chambers, the thief, he's been quiet tonight. Everybody's been quiet. That is a big 27-yard run, just added to the huge total for Danny Wilson now. He's already got 10 carries, 146 yards for Danny Wilson. He's averaging 14.6 a carry, and now Bowers just goes to his knees with 8 seconds, 6 seconds left. So shake off whatever you got going here in the first half, Tim Boyle.
Well, stay with us.
Ron is trying to get Rowe. Obviously, Rowe's not going to be in a very good mood, but we still want to see if we can.
He may not talk to us.
He may not, but I think, he's also. What can you do at this point? Rowe's down talking to Quentin Dunbar. And Austin
Jacobson.
Yeah, Jacobson. We also see Neil Drewliner. The evening just started off poorly with the Drewliner injury, and then it just
started off poorly and got worse.
Yeah. You can't get trying to get Ron Henthorne and Coach Rowe. See if we can get a couple seconds with Coach Rowe. I don't really know what Rowe's going to have to say. It's been a disaster. Only 2 days of 2 practices for a Thursday night, a short week on the prep. But same with Bothell. They played last Friday against Redmond, won 33-7. And Rowe now having a meeting of the minds. We'll see what you guys think. We'll be back right after this to see if Ron can even catch Coach Rowe or if they're going to use the time to discuss at halftime. We'll be back right after this. We're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Now you have that great neighborhood pub to relax, have fun with friends, and not have to go to some big chain. That's right, the Twisted Lime Pub has great drink specials, delicious food, your favorite game on, and the music you will love. Located close to home in between Mill Creek, Snohomish, and South Everett, you're never too far to stop in and enjoy the great atmosphere and top-notch service. They feature the best microbrews on tap, a full bar, so come on in after the game. Tim and I will be there. The Twisted Lime Pub, your local neighborhood pub. Now you have that great neighborhood pub to relax, have fun with friends, and not have to go to some big chain. That's right, the Twisted Lime Pub has great drink specials, delicious food, your favorite game on, and the music you will love. Located close to home in between Mill Creek, Snohomish, and South Everett, you're never too far to stop in and enjoy the great atmosphere and top-notch service. They feature the best microbrews on tap, a full bar, so come on in after the game. Tim and I will be there. The Twisted Lime Pub, your local neighborhood pub. Now you have that great neighborhood pub to relax, have fun with friends, and not have to go to some big chain. That's right, the Twisted Lime Pub has great drink specials, delicious food, your favorite game on, and the music you will love. Located close to home in between Mill Creek, Snohomish, and South Everett, you're never too far to stop in and enjoy the great atmosphere and top-notch service. They feature the best microbrews on tap, a full bar, so come on in after the game. Tim and I will be there. The Twisted Lime Pub, your local neighborhood pub. Yep.